Okay, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you Akim out there that has been pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. What we have here is a situation that's going on, and it's affecting all these countries throughout the four corners of the earth. And this is a lab-created disease which is called the coronavirus that is affecting all these countries. And we have a coronavirus panic in Ireland where all the shelves are empty. But not only in Ireland, we see this going on in France. Everywhere where the coronavirus has affected, we see it going on in America. Whether you're in San Francisco, whether you're in LA, whether you're in Florida, whether you're in Charleston, South Carolina, whether you're in New York City, New Jersey, we see shelves in these supermarkets empty. Why? Because they pushing this coronavirus as if it's the end of the world. It's a plague from the Most High, but nonetheless, Esau has his hands in it. Why? Because the Most High is dealing with Esau, but on the left-hand side. So Esau is benefiting off this coronavirus. Earlier today, when I was on my job, I watched Donald Trump at 3 o'clock bring a news conference out about, an emergency broadcast on how they're going to deal with the coronavirus. And then you got also, allegedly from the Chinese government, that this coronavirus did not start in Wuhan, China, but it's a plague that has been created by the U.S. military. How true is that? I don't know. I'm just going on what I heard on CNN earlier. CNN give a lot of false information, but they also give you the truth. So now what we have going on here is a pandemic. This is the second week of the third month of the year 2020, the year of prophecy, and all kind of hell is breaking loose. So you mean to tell me 2nd Ezra 9:1, measuring the time, you're not going to do so? You mean to tell me all the prophecies that has been spoken of by all the prophets of old is not coming to pass? You mean to tell me all the things that the apostles, from Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakar, Apostle of Ramlop, was saying on down to the elders is not coming to pass? We told you these things was coming to pass. Now you see it. Those that can see it, you see it, man. Even the scoffers and the scorners are not scoffing no more, man. Why? Because they see these prophecies that we was talking about is coming to pass, man. So now what the hell you got to say? When you go to these supermarkets, whether it's Sam Club, whether it's BJ's, Costco's, Fairway, the shelves are empty. The shelves are empty, man. There's no toiletries. There's no food, no bread. All the shelves are on these major outlets where you're going by trying to get bulk, whether you're going to Sam Club, Costco's, BJ's, or if you're trying to go to a supermarket like Fairway, Fine Fair, Key Food, whatever you're going, it's crowded. BJ's, Aldi's, not BJ's, Aldi's, Trader Joe's. It's all crowded and the shelves are empty, man. Why? Because Esau, the so-called white man, is pushing this narrative that all hell is breaking loose. And what they doing, the international bankers such as Walmart, Rite Aid, all these companies are benefiting off this crisis. Who bono? Who benefits? The international bankers are benefiting, man. Because this is an orchestrated crisis, man. But the Most High allowed that to happen on the left-hand side, man. So you see all these supermarkets, not only in Ireland, but in France, anywhere where the coronavirus has struck, man, and hit. China, North Korea, South Korea, Iran, all throughout Europe. It's a crisis, man. And we see it. This is prophecy coming to pass. Now, how about that? For you scoffers and scorners. Ain't that a kick in the head? These prophecies are coming to pass. Now what you got to say, you scoffers and you scorners. And this very same virus that they're using, the coronavirus, they're going to institute mandatory vaccinations because it's going to get worse. Then after that, they're going to institute the RFID microchip. How about that? How about that for you scoffers and you scorners? This is Second Ezra chapter this is going to be Second Ezra chapter 16. I'm going to go to 16 verse, this is all deep, 19. This is 16 verse 19 I'm going to start at. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. And what you see going on throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Famine. Right now, what we have here going on is a crisis that's beginning to unfold. What you saw was going on in Venezuela and Brazil and all these Latin second and third world countries is starting to hit these first world countries allegedly, such as France, Germany, anywhere throughout the land of Europe where this coronavirus has struck. The shelves are empty. Look what's going on in Ireland. Look what's going on in America. Case in point. So it says, behold, famine and plague, and that plague is the coronavirus. Not only is the coronavirus at its peak and wreaking havoc, you got other diseases such as AIDS or HIV, cancer, E. coli, Ebola. You got other different plagues such as the locust that's plaguing Africa, China. You got other plagues such as fires. These are all plagues, man, that's plaguing the world. And we see it, man. We see it clear as day. Those that have a spiritual eye that's watching for the prophecies to come to pass, man. They have their spiritual eyes open. We can see all these prophecies coming to pass, man. Earthquakes throughout diverse places, man. We see these things, man. So it says back in 2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 19, behold, famine and plague and tribulation. The tribulation is coming by the way of you people are being laid off your jobs. They're closing down these sports arenas, basketball. So all the people that was employed by the NBA to clean up the arenas, you're laid off. All these people that's employed for these soccer events, for Major League Baseball spring training, you're laid off. Disney, you're laid off. Whether you're in California or in Florida, you're laid off, man. Why? Because they closing these events down. Broadway's closed down. So all these people that was taking care of the stage, prepping the stage for these actors on Broadway and these actresses on Broadway to do their thing, you're laid off. Why? Because everything has been closed down. So that's tribulation. How you gonna pay your bills? You see what I'm saying? You people are lost, man. You're sheep, man. But you're gonna grab a mask and head to these grocery stores and try to hoard food like that's gonna save you. You hoarding food ain't gonna save you. You having the mask ain't gonna save you, stupid ass clowns, man. So it says back in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 19. Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish. Anguish of you not knowing if you're going to catch that coronavirus, which is nothing but a psyop, man. Because I have not seen anybody that has been diagnosed with the coronavirus on their deathbed, man, or laid out on the street like we see on the media. What we see on the media is people with masks on saying that they didn't get the proper testing for the coronavirus, man, which is all staged, man. All staged. Why? Because Esau like to stage events, man. 2 Corinthians 2:11. We cannot be ignorant of Satan's devices. Satan, talk about the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan that's controlling this earth, man. They have all kind of ways where they can deceive you. 2 Corinthians 2:11. We are not ignorant of Satan's devices. A part of his devices is to create havoc, man. Order out of chaos, man. Order out of chaos. They create the crisis, bring in the order. They create the crisis, which brings in the chaos, and then what they do is bring in the order, man. This shit been going on since Esau been in rulership, man. But the elect is not ignorant of the devices of Satan, man. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Man, Esau is the devil, man. This devil is coming down with because he know that his time is short and he's bringing that wrath, man. Now we starting to see the wrath of Esau. Revelation 12:12. This is the beginning of Jacob's trouble. Because who's going to be affected most by this, man? You Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because y'all the ones that's upholding the society. The low-level jobs is given to you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. And also the low-level peon crackers that's out there, man. But this plague is coming, man. And this plague is coming by the way of the coronavirus. Famine. Look on the shelves, man. It's empty, man. It says, back in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sitting as scourges for amendment. But you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, rather than you crackers that you worship, is not going to acknowledge that all these plagues is coming upon you for your wickedness, man. You're being scourged, man. You're not going to acknowledge that, man. Because you're too dumb to realize you're wicked, man. And that's why you're going to die in your wickedness, or the unfaithful. Talk about you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. Esau is just created to be the wicked, man. So we not even talk about that cracker, man. This is referring to you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that don't want to get right, that can't get right. Because you're part of the 2/3 club. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap. Trader Joe's, Aldi's. You can go to Sam's Club. Get shipped by the bulk. BJ's get shipped by the bulk, man. But now, all these shelves are starting to be empty. So you ain't getting shipped by the bulk now. You gotta be the first few in there. And I've been looking. I went to the gym. Fine Fair crowded. BJ's crowded. Blocks long, man. Aldi's. Trader Joe's, man. Fucking lines leading around the corner. People trying to prep for this coronavirus situation, man. All the food you prepping for, man, is not going to save you. And you don't realize that, man. You stupid ass Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. Hey, look at that movie, The Road. Whereas some idiot was hoarding food and liquor and cigarettes, and what happened? That man and his son found that hidden treasure, and they stood in that bunker for a couple of days before he got scared and scared it out. But all that food that was hoarded, it was meant for them, man, and whoever else come after them. So it doesn't mean just because you hoarding food doesn't mean you're going to reap the benefits of hoarding that food, man. My favorite lies in Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, not hoarding no food, man. Not hoarding toiletries and medical supplies, man. My faith and my faith lies in Yahweh by Yahweh Shah, man. Not toiletries, hoarding toiletries, and none of that, man. Because that shit can't save you. And you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans going to find that shit out, man. It says, but 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 20. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. Jake is going to continue to commit adultery, sell their drugs, be gangbangers, be homosexuals, be lesbians, be transgenders. They're going to continue to commit their adultery. They're going to continue to do all their wickedness, man. They're not going to turn from their ways, even though they are suffering, man. Even though they're going through trials and tribulations, man. They're going to continue to be wicked, man. It says, but victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, and they shall think themselves to be in a good cause. Going back to 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 21. I jumped ahead of myself. So it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Because you can go to Aldi's and get food cheap. You can go to Trader Joe's and get food cheap. Go to Sam Club, go to BJ's and get food in a bulk. You think you good, man. You can go to Dollar General and get that GMO food and stack up, man, on all kind of water, so you think you good, man. Not knowing that, hey, man, I ain't going to save you. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good cause, be in good case. But even then shall evils grow upon the earth, which you see, the coronavirus, endless wars, rumors of wars, sword, famine, and great confusion, man. And that famine is coming by the way of this coronavirus, and everybody is stocking up on these goods and their rituals, and they leaving these shelves in these supermarkets empty, which is going to produce a famine, man. And great confusion, because you don't know what the hell is going on, man. You people think that this coronavirus is a deadly virus that's going to kill you off. So you got people walking around with masks on, gloves, because they pushing fear. At first they pushed the war on terror, which was another tactic of fear, where they came with the police state, all kind of cameras watching your every move. Your every move. You have face recognition cameras out there watching your every move. You got these voice recognition cameras out there. When you speak, they pick up your words and they know your voice. That was the beginning stage of them pushing that fear due terrorism. Now they're pushing fear due this coronavirus and all these plagues, man. It's called gradualism. Gradually getting you to accept taking these vaccinations and ultimately taking the offer of the microchip, man. Because the stock market is not doing too good, man. And all this plague and all this coronavirus outbreak is having its way at the stock market, man. Which is also being manipulated by the international bankers so they could bring in their digital currency, man. The new system. Once again, 2 Corinthians 2:11. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. We know these things, man. But these are the things that's coming to pass, man. And we see it. And we warn you, Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, but you're part of the 2/3 club, so you're not going to get it anyway. But still, we out there pushing this word for the elect, man. For the sealing of the elect. But the 2/3, you're going to continue to scoff and scorn, and you're going to be blinded until the missiles come, man. And that's your punishment. It says, verse 22, 2 Ezra 16, verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. Hey, yeah, oh yeah, that famine is coming, man. You see what's going on, man. Famine is coming. And that's another plague. Them plagues are sent. Them plagues are being sent, man. And that famine is another plague, man. It says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. If you had some kind of sense enough to hoard some food, you're going to go out there trying to seek some kind of answers, and you're going to get put to death. So all that food you don't hoard it is going to be left for somebody else, man. You escaped the hunger because you hoarded that food and you hunkered down, but you're going to, the Most High directs a man's steps. So you're going to go out there and get yourself put to death. Because the Most High directs you to go out there and get put to death, man. So that food you hoard is going to be for a man of the Lord. And that's just plain and simple, man. So it says, back in 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. That sword is a modern day gun. Whether it's a knife or a gun, whichever way the Most High, a bow and arrow, whichever way how the Most High have your wicked ass get put to death. Some of you niggas that's a part of the 2/3, the 2/3 club, man. Not only do Negroes, but you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. The 2/3. The 2/3 club, man. Y'all gonna get put to death, man. This is referring to y'all, man. It says, verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down, man. Because it's gonna be martial law. And what's going to be the way they're going to institute martial law? It could very well come by the way of this coronavirus. If it keep on getting worse and worse, Donald Trump is going to declare a state of emergency. Right now, we at the threshing point of the 2020 elections, which is going to be held in November, which is going to be April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 8 months away. So what do you think is going to happen 8 months from now, man? During the time of the presidential election, in which they love to create all kind of events, man. And we see one event coming down the pipe now, man. This coronavirus, which the Chinese are accusing the American government that the American military unleashed that plague upon the world. I don't doubt it. Esau, the so-called white man, is the devil, man. I don't doubt it. Maybe there's some truth in that. But that's yet to be seen. But I can't doubt that, because who's the devil? Is not Esau, the so-called white man, the devil? So the Moabites that are embedded with the devil claiming that the devil did that. Esau, the so-called white man, did that. Hey, I don't doubt it. But there's no proof yet. That's this hearsay from the Moabite government. Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 22. Let me read it again. Matter of fact, 23. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Hey man, you gonna have it tell you that in the book of Isaiah 66:15. The slain of the Lord shall be many. It also tell you that in Jeremiah 25 verse 33 on down. The slain of the Lord shall be many, man. So we see what's coming down the pike, man. And we wanted you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans to get right. Because plague, famine, and death and destruction is coming. The plagues are already here, man. And one of the plagues is the coronavirus. Another plague is going to hit you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans is that famine. That's another plague. So the plagues are here. And we warned y'all. We're in the year of 2020, the year of prophecy. But only the elect is going to have their spiritual eyes open. The rest of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans is going to be blinded, man. And that's that, man. And that's that, man. You people have not a clue of what's going on. Nor do you understand the tactics of Esau, the so-called white man, which is your enemy. But the 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans consider Esau good white folks. You'll consider Esau, the so-called white man, good white folks. So you're going to defend your slave master to the bitter end. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you Akim out there that has been pushing his word in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.